morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio, and it would appear that we are very much in Explosive Walker spoiler territory. We've got a new Milotic to talk about. Cool. Let's have a gander, shall we? Our translation here does come from the lovely David Hockman and the lovely Antoine Boulet. Both my favourite translators coming together to provide translations. What could be better? So what we've got here is 120 HP, which we'd like to be 130. There's plenty of stuff out there like Sylvali GX that do 120. I'd like the extra 10. We got a retreat cost of 2, which isn't ideal, but then again, we do get free retreat with air balloon, so it could be a whole bunch worse. We've got a weakness to lightning, which isn't great because of electro power. The problem is that electro power lets all lightning Pokemon do an extra 30 damage, which means that any lightning Pokemon that can do 30 can drop an electro power and get a one-hit KO, though we are expecting electro power to rotate about 3 weeks after this card is legal for tournament play. Not confirmed, and with the season cancelled, it is all up for change. So, I don't know. Fingers crossed. And you're a water Pokemon. Being a water Pokemon is great. Being a water Pokemon means Quagsire to move your energy to the active. Being a water Pokemon means you've got Frostmoth to accelerate energy. It means you've got that weird bucket, full bucket, well, it's basically Professor's Letter, but just for water energy. Just search for 2 water energy. So, yeah, not bad. And I still love Crash Awake, though nobody seems to actually play it. Lets you discard 2 water energy and search for any 2 cards. I would say one day it will be great, but again, we're expecting that to rotate out in a little bit as well. Never mind. We'll talk about the attack in a moment. We know it's not too exciting, but maybe the ability is. Yeah, it really is. Once during your turn, you may heal 20 damage from all of your Pokemon. All of your Pokemon. That is ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely ridiculous. We don't see healing like this. Healing 20 from all your Pokemon on an ability is nuts. We're used to things like the Shaman from Lost Thunder that will heal 20 damage from one of your grass Pokemon. Or Indeed EV that will heal 20 damage from your active Pokemon. We're not used to an ability that will heal 20 damage from all of your Pokemon. Now, full disclosure, there is actually one Pokemon out there who can heal 30 damage from each of your Pokemon. Surely that's so amazingly great that nobody will ever want to play Milotic. No! It's Vileplume GX. Firstly, it's a Stage 2. Secondly, it's a GX that gives up multiple prizes. I am hoping that a single prize Stage 1 Pokemon, we can all see how that's way, way better to include in decks than a double prize Stage 2 Pokemon. For what it's worth, Vileplume GX is actually a really good Pokemon that does see quite a lot of play, but it sees play in Mewtwo and Mew decks. And the reason it sees play in Mewtwo and Mew decks is so that Mewtwo and Mew can copy the attack Massive Bloom, that if you've got no damage counters on, does 180 damage for 2 energy. But you don't use it for the ability. Make no mistake about it, this as a Stage 1 is great. For as long as we've got it, there's Ditto Prism Star, so you can drop it as a complete surprise. Drop it and start healing 20. But it also means you can start building up somewhat ridiculous healing. I've not seen any note from David or Antoine that this doesn't stack. Which means if you've got 2 Milotic, then you are healing 40 from all of your Pokemon. And if you've got 3 Milotic, you're healing 60 from all of your Pokemon. And if you've got 4 Milotic, you're healing 80 from all of your Pokemon. That's a bit ridiculous. This just stops spread decks. This stops spread decks even being remotely viable. This might finally be a time to bust out your copies of Champions Festival. That is, I mean, it's been the promo at Worlds for years and years now. But once, I think every year since 2013. But once during each player's turn, if they have 6 Pokemon in play, you get to heal 10 from all of your Pokemon. So that builds it up even more. And let's not forget we've got Lana. And Lana maybe here even becomes kind of a good option. Again, likely to rotate out shortly afterwards, but we don't know. For what it's worth, Lana did not actually rotate, though Lana looks like it did, because Lana did get a full art print in Ultra Prism. So even though the regular should have rotated as it was from Burning Shadows, the full art from Ultra Prism did keep it alive in the format. So it is still legal until we get a rotation. So that heals 50 damage from each of your Pokemon with any water energy attached to it. Now, and again, we're getting a little bit silly here, but let's just imagine for a second, alright? Let's imagine that you've got 4 Milotic, and you've got Champions Festival, and you drop a Lana. That is 140 damage healed from each of your Pokemon. That is utterly ridiculous. Just, I want to say yesterday, I showed you Suspicious Can, and Suspicious Can lets you heal 80 damage. No, it wasn't yesterday, it was 2 days ago. It lets you heal 80 damage from a Pokemon with Psychic Energy attached, as long as you discard that Psychic Energy. The thing is that Milotic might be a water Pokemon, but there is nothing to suggest that you need to play this in a water deck, because the ability just heals all of your Pokemon. Imagine your opponent is trying to play a spread deck. Imagine your opponent is trying to play something like Noivern, for instance. I like Noivern. Single energy, 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon, and free retreat, and colorless energy as well. Let's do this. Well, this would completely neutralize that. Or maybe your opponent's trying to do that thing where they play like Roxy, discarding Coughing and Wheezing to spread damage around very nicely. Well, that's going to fail pretty spectacularly here. Because this is ridiculous healing, right? Stuff like Shaman, and Shaman saw play. Shaman with Celebi and Venusaur was really good, until Welder came out the next set, and then Celebi and Venusaur was never seen again. But for a short period of time, it was a thing. And we've seen these kind of healing cards see play in the past. Yes, it's a stage 1, and it takes up a bench space and all of that, but it lets you heal 20 from all of your Pokemon every turn. It pretty much entirely covers you against spread decks. It means that stuff like, one thing we see at the moment is Galarian Zigzagoon and Galarian Obstagoon. Zigzagoon drops 10 damage when you play it, and Obstagoon drops 30 damage when you evolve into it. And then you generally combine that with stuff like Sableye that does extra damage for each damage counter you've got on you, 60 more for each one, which is pretty huge. And Yveltal that gets an instant KO on anything as long as they've got exactly 4 damage counters on. Essentially, what happens here is your opponent has to do all of it in one go. They need to drop the 4 damage counters and then immediately bring up the Yveltal and KO whatever had the damage dropped on, or else they're going to run out of time and they're not going to be able to make it work. This is awesome healing. And that's all it is. If you're not worried about spread decks, maybe not. If healing 20 or 40 damage isn't going to avoid key numbers, maybe not. But bearing in mind, if you've got 2 of these out, the parallel I like to draw is with Rough Seas. Rough Seas let you heal 30 damage from each of your water and lightning Pokemon every turn. So what you would do is this sort of play in like Mega Manectric decks, and essentially you would put it active, take a hit or 2, and then when you're about to be KO'd, just retreat to the bench, and then just heal until you can come active again. That's what you can do with Milotic. No, I don't think it's going to be a 4-4 in every single deck. That would be dumb. But I do think that it absolutely will see play, either to allow you to retreat and heal, or to avoid numbers, i.e. my opponent gets an exact 2-hit KO, so I'm just going to heal 20 and then they can't do it anymore. Or I'm just going to ignore spread decks entirely. As for the attack, 1 water, 2 colorless, 80 damage, no. It can use Twin Energy. You can accelerate energy with Frostmoth. No. It doesn't even get a one-hit KO on Blacephalon GX or Victini V, for goodness sake. I don't think it's particularly good. It's fine in an emergency. There will be times you do actually use it because you've literally got nothing else, but it does need to be a, ooh, I'll keep that in mind just in case kind of attack, not a, oh my goodness, I'm gonna smash them kind of attack. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I need to give it a score, don't I? Let's give it between 3 and 4 Wassies. I think if the format goes towards more spreading, this becomes phenomenal. I think the format we're in at the moment, between 3 and 4, is fair. Though do remember, we don't give half Wassies. That would be barbaric. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, or you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays, where you can find out about a whole bunch of games that don't have Pokemon in, but are pretty gosh darned awesome nonetheless. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.